Did you see that ICE has started its surge in Chicago with a flower street vendor? Listen to this.
That's okay. Back up. 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 Thank you. Back up.
These are images of a flower street vendor, Olegario Martinez, a father who was trying to make a living for his family being taken by agents. He was one of the first 3 people picked up by ICE in what DHS is calling Operation Midday Blitz. The word Blitz, by the way, popularized by the Nazi bombing campaigns. These raids are also happening at the same time that the Supreme Court has paved the way for ICE to racially profile people. There are already federal agents staying at the Great Lakes Naval Base. And Trump is also considering sending the National Guard into Chicago. And of course, city officials are saying that they received no notice about this Operation Midday Blitz. So it seems like the Trump administration has started its escalation in Chicago. So to the people of Illinois and the city of Chicago, keep sharing accurate information and keep looking out for each other.
Hello, wonderful good people. Welcome once again to my YouTube channel. For those who are new here and first time watchers, I'm Marvin, and please and kindly feel free to hit the subscribe icon below and follow my page. If you find this video educative, of value, and of essence, you can as well share to your family and friends so that they can know what is going on around them. And also, don't forget to like this video up. Our focus today will be in Chicago, where ICE has been seen there. Clearly, they have begun their operations to detain illegal immigrants. From the first video we have just watched, we can see a flower vendor being arrested by ICE. A Mexican, I believe he is. This is a warning to the illegal people who are around Chicago. Trump clearly has said that Chicago is infested with gangs where crime is at a higher rate. Majority of people in Chicago claim this is not true because they are the ones who live there, but Trump keeps on insisting the number of gang raids in Chicago is increasing, and he is blaming the black and brown communities for the gang in Chicago. That's why he is sending in the ICE to detain and deport illegal aliens. Trump is doing what he does the best. He is doing things that does not support the economy of US. The economy in the United States of America is shrinking, but he is busy dealing with things that even don't add value into the economy. Trump should be looking for methods, for ways in which he can stabilize the economy in US. Job losses, inflations, tariffs, all under Trump's regime, but he is busy deporting illegal immigrants. I believe these immigrants support the economy in US because they are hardworking people. Why would you pay attention to things that doesn't support your economy? Let's watch the following videos I have compiled and we'll come back at the end. And remember to always be on the watch out because ICE is now in Chicago. Let's watch the following videos, family, and we'll come back at the end with more commentaries.
Hey, what's up, America? ICE enters Chicago. So Donald Trump's illegal migrant crackdown of Chicago has begun just moments ago. Operation Midway Blitz has now hit the streets of Chicago, and it's starting to ramp up as I'm talking to you. On top of immigration and customs enforcement, the National Guard will be deployed to the city of Chicago. This is happening right now. Democrats are not passing go. They're not collecting $200. They do not have a leg to stand on. Donald Trump's deportation plan is gaining steam in the city of Chicago. So all the protesting by the mayor and people of the city, all the shit talking by the governor of Illinois didn't do a fucking thing. And now you have immigration and customs officials on the streets of Chicago and the National Guard. Fuck you. Of course, here's the first images of ICE officers arresting illegal migrants right now. And here's some more that have hit the streets of Chicago. Trump's not fucking playing around, bitch. And here's some more ICE officers that are hitting the streets right now in the city of Chicago. And here's a few more. Take a look at that. That's happening in real time. Like I said, fuck you. Of course, here's the headline from Newsmax. DHS, ICE begins Operation Midway Blitz in Chicago. Fantastic. And of course, this was the first image that came out today, was an ICE vehicle right by the old Sears Tower. If I was an illegal alien, I would just start self-deporting if I were you. Looks like it's not going to end up well.
Chicagoland and ICE are now getting very well acquainted with each other after Trump threatened the city over the weekend and said he was going to show them why it was called the Department of War. And so with that, at the Naval Base in North Chicago, nearly 1,000 people are protesting that ICE is staying on the base. In downtown Chicago, massive protests and marches have been happening. In Broadview, where there's an illegal ICE detention facility, 200 demonstrators sat on the driveway of the facility blocking ICE from entering and leaving. Volunteers in Little Village are conducting patrols with radios and whistles to alert people if they see ICE. It also appears like some ICE agents in Chicago are wearing Donald Trump pins, which is something that people have pointed to as further proof that ICE is just becoming Trump's private paramilitary group. And, Chicago is just on edge as they're waiting to see what they're going to be subjected to. And while Trump appeared to be walking back his threats to wage war in Chicago and deploy troops, you had Governor Pritzker skeptical, saying that he hasn't seen Trump's plans change. And as of right now, it's believed that Trump could have the Texas National Guard deployed to Chicago under the command of Texas Governor Greg Abbott, and that Trump will not be federalizing them. Though an action like that has been called highly aggressive, provocative, and an invasion because Texas has no legal authority to be in Illinois nor enforce any kind of laws in Illinois. And generally, you have people saying that the rhetoric that Trump and DHS has been using in relation to Chicago is currently divorced from the actual actions on the ground. And while everything can turn on a dime, Trump promised tens of thousands of ICE agents, and as of right now, they're only deploying 300 for 45 days.
ICE agents are popping up all over Chicago like a fucking game of whack-a-mole, and this reminds me so much of the mass incarceration of Black Americans done by the American government for decades. What do I mean? If you look at these ICE raids, it's mainly men being taken away from their families. And what does that do in our culture? The man is usually the provider. It's usually the protector of a family dynamic. If you take a man and pluck him from his family, what does that do? You're not only destabilizing that immediate family unit, you are destabilizing generations of brown families to come. Because now these children are forced to grow up without their father. These homes do not have their provider and their protector. These children are more likely then to commit crimes out of necessity as they get older. These children are more likely to grow up impoverished. These children are more likely to abuse drugs. And then what does that do? That creates unstable adult brown children. That leads to more arrests. It leads to more finger pointing and saying, aha, I told you so. Black and brown people are bad. They're criminals. And this is just systemic. The racism is systemic. If the pattern worked the first time, why wouldn't the government keep doing this? This is all I can think about. And this is why I think it's important to be educated on your history, on Black history, on brown history, because in my opinion, if you're a person of color, you should understand how these situations mirror each other. Even if you're not a person of color, I hope you understand how these situations mirror each other. Have a little sympathy, have a little empathy. All I can think about is how we need to be informed in order to make a proper decision and take action. And I hope that if you chose to listen to me this long, you will go out of your way to watch documentaries like The 13th, which talks about the mass incarceration of Black Americans in America. I hope you read a book. I hope you ask ChatGPT. I hope that we can have conversations about this. I hope that you guys can tell me what you think. Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see?
It is clear enough this war has only started, and Trump is sending an alarm to illegal aliens that this war is not over yet and it is only getting started. With the videos we have just watched, we can clearly get to understand that Trump is blaming it in the Black and brown communities for the rise of gang members in Chicago. Why make such a kind of statement? Trump is doing things out of the judge system in United States of America. He is spearheading the deportation of immigrants in Chicago. In a recent raid in Washington DC, Trump is now eyeing his eyes in Chicago, and ICE detention has begun in Chicago as members who are living within are warned to be on the cautious, because if you are an illegal person, you should always be on the watch out. You should update your fellow members if you see an ICE person in his community. We can also see that ICE is busy targeting the male figures in Chicago because they are the ones who support their families. That's why they want to shrink the communities and families who are illegal in Chicago. What's your take in this episode, family? Do you support the recent national ICE to start the raids in Chicago? Well, I believe Trump is only using this as a method of sending in the National Guard because ICE cannot handle the gangs in Chicago and they cannot fulfill what National Guard will take over. That's why Trump wants to send in the National Guard so that he can take over Chicago. He is clearly on the top and he does what he wants. He feels that he should be at the top and no one should oppose his mission in Chicago. What's your take in this? Do you support these ICE raids in Chicago? Has the gang members in Chicago grown? Are the black and brown communities in Chicago the ones to be blamed for the recent shootings in Chicago and the rising number of gangs in Chicago? Let me know what you think about this episode and I will humbly respond to you people. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and I will humbly respond to you people. See you on the next episode and thank you for watching. Bye.